Stavros Tousios for M4Markets, and in today's analysis, we're going to have a quick look on Nasdaq and also Bitcoin. Now, Nasdaq has had a move to the downside that looks kind of coming in 5 waves, and we have seen overlap in price action over the past few months, I would say. So, we currently see a break out of this base channel, okay, which is the last sort of resort, and kind of an attempt at the 1060 or so, which is not there yet, but very likely to get there. From there, we'll go down to 1045, 44, and a break of that then is going to take us actually to fresh lows, guys, closer to the 10K handle, of course, initially. Now, we have been tapping the oversold territory here, and at the same time we do see prices falling in the latest sort of move while momentum is rising, and that of course suggests that there is some sort of divergence building up, which might lead to a potential upside. Now, as you can see, and if you have been following, this also looks like it's going down in 5 waves. What we do notice though is that we are looking potentially at a wedge pattern here. And in this particular case, it would most probably be a case of an ending variation rather than a leading variation, which means that perhaps we get another leg to the downside in the very short term. And from there, we start moving up. On the move to the upside, on the way up, we have to pay attention very closely to this trend line, okay? Because it could turn into a resistance and then send prices back to the downside, breaking the low, of course, and heading towards the 10K. So, and it seems like the 11K handle, it's quite critical. On a different note, if we do break back within this channel, and the assumption is that the low is in now, we have to start looking for the 23, 38, and 50. So it might surprisingly turn a little bit more bullish in the short term from what we actually believe, due to this sort of divergence over here that we do see on the 1 hour chart. So that we have to keep in mind. Now on BTC against the USD, usually it follows Nasdaq, but there's been a lot of unsinking, I would say, over the past few weeks. Either way, BTC, if we look at this channel over here on the 4 hour, doesn't actually show that we have broken outside just yet, okay? But we are very near, and we are actually flirting with that level as we speak. Breaking below can have 2 different events. One, potential pullback, potential bounce over here with a retest and further continuation, or going back inside, higher up and then further downside, or potential break to the downside that is going to get us closer to the 1550, which is the previous low, okay? Now in the sort of medium term, I see this being a level, maybe in the next couple of weeks or so, who knows, depending on how this is going to play out. But we do also see 5 waves coming here to the downside, and we do see overlapping price action, okay? But the price action also, it's overlapping on this leg rather than on this one, which suggests that maybe we're going to see another leg to the upside. And if there is a time for us to see this, it would be perfect to be now, because we have this rejection at this sort of base channel low. However, we have no signals on the RSI, not on the 4 hour. Do we have any on the 1 hour? Well, on the 1 hour, we do see some sort of divergence over here, right? You see this is starting to play out, which is very similar to what we see for Nasdaq. And on Nasdaq, we also expect some short-term upside. Perhaps even we get one more leg down again on BTC as well. So we see there is some sort of confluence at the moment as we speak for both. And in that case, of course, for BTC, and if we assume the low is here, we should be looking, if we start turning up from here, because we are at a very important level, 1675, the 17K, the 1732. And from there, of course, we see how things are going to pan out. But these are the levels that we have to pay attention to.